Okay, everyone, so this is super exciting. This is going to be the first silicone that I paint that will likely be available for sale if I figure out how to set all the pieces out to paint, which is something I am working on, but he will be available. I have all of the paints necessary. In fact, I just got some more paint base because silicone paint is a completely different type of paint that you have to use. You basically are using silicone to paint silicone and thinning it out with some of your regular, like I'm just going to use Gamsol, which is what I normally use for my Genesis heat set paints. Yes, so I'm so excited because this is going to be, like I said, my first endeavor. And they really packaged to make sure they packaged up their silicone kits really well. This is the new type of kit from Bountiful Baby. They turned some of their realborns into silicones. So in particular, I was waiting for this kit because I don't like the other kits that they have already done in silicone. I just do not like those realborns, so I was waiting for this one because I do like this realborn. And I painted this vinyl version of this kit as a alternative baby, so this is just going to be a normal baby. So yeah, I'm super excited. I believe this is the head, so we'll look at that. No, we'll look at the limbs first. I think these are the legs. You can see the kit name there, so that gives it away. But I have not seen anyone review, really, their silicone kits yet, so I thought, why not? Now, keep in mind, I have just washed my hands thoroughly. Not that it matters, because before I even get around to painting this kit, I will be completely washing it and wiping it down with the alcohol so that the paint actually sticks and it's not oily and it cures properly. So, yeah, let's look at their... So I'm going to start with just looking at the tone, the skin tone of their vinyl. I mean, their silicone. Gosh, I'm just going to say probably vinyl a lot in this video because I'm so used to, when I talk about Bountiful Baby, talking about silicone. Oh gosh, vinyl. But they're now doing silicone, obviously. So what I will say that I'm not sure if I'm going to like or not, this silicone, compared to the other silicone I have seen, is quite pink. But it feels nice. And what I do like that I've noticed so far is it's not sticky. It's really not sticky at all, honestly. It's like no, it's not even really sticky at all, which is very different from the other silicones that I have felt, just the blank silicone. Now, once they're painted anyway, they are not going to be sticky if they've been matted properly, but usually the blank kits I've felt so far, they're already kind of sticky. But this isn't sticky at all, so, don't know how they managed to do that. But, of course, since it's a realborn, you can see all the detail that is in this silicone, which you don't get with a lot of sculpted silicone kits that I've seen. They kind of lose detail in the molding process. So you can see how he moves. His arms just kind of flail around. I think this is platinum... I think it's eco... I don't know which kind of silicone it is. I think they said it's platinum silicone. So it's nice and squishy. It kind of, because I know people have a hard time picturing what silicone feels like. It kind of feels like if you were to squish this part of your hand, that meaty part on your thumb, that's kind of how that's pretty much exactly how it feels. So it gives that kind of bounce without being too squishy. But what is good, you can see how flexible, obviously, that is. So that's one of his arms, and I also wanted him in particular too, because he does have both hands are open. So that gives a lot more posing, obviously, as you can see. This is his other little hand. So yes, basically what's keeping me back now is I gotta find another container for all of the limbs and parts to go into while they're, sitting and curing. But what is going to be difficult for me is you have to paint one side at a time when you're doing silicone work. And that's going to be so annoying and so hard to, because I'm going to do darker skin tones. It's going to be hard to match, I feel like. And I don't want to create, you have to like blend so you don't create a line that just goes halfway from front to back. You don't want a line that shows you clearly painted one side and then the other. So that's what's going to be really difficult about me trying to figure out how to do this. I don't know how people do this and make it seem so easy, because I mean, look at it. It's like painting a wet noodle. It's floppy. So it's going to be very difficult, but I definitely have been working up and wanting to start doing skin tones that are darker and silicones, because you just really don't see them. But that's his other cute little hand. I don't have quite a set price on him yet, because it really depends on if he turns out halfway decent. So yeah, we'll see. I'm using the paints that most artists use, which are the Silk Pig, and then the Smooth On Psycho Paint is the other one. So there's a base, and then there's the pigments. So they're separate. So that's what I'm using for paints for this, my first try. But yeah, that is common. That is what most, I have found, silicone artists who will tell you what they use, because there's a lot of artists who just refuse to give any advice. So it's been a little bit difficult too, trying to figure things out, because a lot of them want you to pay like $400 for a class. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be mindful of. If I do figure out how to do this, I'm just going to share it with everyone what I'm doing, because I don't want to charge that much. And yeah, I'd rather just have people have the information available, so that they can, if they want to, because it's not cheap. So if they want to spend the money to try this type of art form, they can. They'll have the information. It looks like he's got a little bit of a bubble on that toe, but these 3 toes are connected, and then these 2 toes are loose. That's another thing with silicone, is they are way more prone to having bubbles and some kind of, imperfection in the actual silicone itself. But you can see it's so cool. I love partial silicones. I will never be painting full body, because like I have always said with vinyl, I do not paint anatomically correct dolls, and I have a video explaining that, so I'm not going to explain in this video. But so all the silicones that I will be painting will be partial, or just like silicone cuddle heads. But you can see how his leg bends there. And again, all that detail with the creasing and all that. Little wrinkles on his knee. So that's one of his legs. Sorry if I sound tired. I just got home from work, and I rushed home so I could open him up, because I was excited to see how he compared to other silicone I've felt. So actually the first silicone I ever felt was at the Rose Dolls show. So it's kind of going all around and back to Bountiful Baby. So that's interesting. So here is his other leg, and it's more bent if you leave it in the position it wants to be in. So it's literally just a copy of his Realborn vinyl kit. As you can see there. Another little leg. You can see that movement. But yeah, I hadn't seen anybody review these yet. I don't know if people just haven't gotten theirs yet, or I've been missing it, but no one's been quite talking about them as far as actually having them. So this is just the last part of him, is his head. I do have his body in there, of course, but no one really cares about seeing a body. It's just a normal full limb cloth body. I just realized I'm chewing gum, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. Okay. And then another thing about this is, unless I cut open his mouth, he will not be able to take a pacifier. And I really am probably not going to do that, since he's my first silicone. And I don't want to mess him up, but you can see his mouth is closed. And there's, of course, it's a solid silicone head. there's no way to put a magnet in there, but you can see his squishy little face here. But you would have to, like I said, I would have to cut open his mouth, and I really don't want to do that to him, so he likely won't take a pacifier unless I change my mind on wanting to do that. But here's little faces, little wiggly ears. How fun is that? So yeah, this is the silicone Steven, and they come with a different looking COA. So you can look at that. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited like I am to go about this new endeavor. It's kind of, like I said, it's going to be a difficult journey, but when I learn things along the way, I'll share them with you guys. All right, everyone have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.